in 5 days, Germans have joined their 2 invading armies in Oslo and Trondheim. All of central and southern Norway is now under German control. The Germans flex their military might and take British prisoners of war.
I was captured at Forberg by the Germans. From there I came to Littlehammer. And we had a supper. Consisted of brown bread, gorgonzola, wine, which the Germans gave to us, cigarettes, and a hot meal each day. And getting on fairly decent. And I hope the war will soon be over and we'll all be going back home.
It's a long, long way to Tipperary.
On May 27th, an Allied force moves by sea for a direct assault on Narvik.
As the campaign progresses, the British are primarily concerned with reconquering and holding Narvik and preventing a complete German victory. As the central sector falls more and more under German control, Narvik is seen by the British and French as the key to their successful completion of the campaign.
To take Narvik from the rear is impossible because of the mountains. We don't even bother to put up a defense line from that direction. Our mountaineers always choose a higher positions, so they will be above when the enemy approaches. The whole population has left Narvik because of the British shelling the town. They all went to their ski huts in the mountains. They know we won't give up easily. Whatever the English want, they will have to get by fighting their way through.
Put together an expeditionary corps, and the main thing, they have to get our landing craft. The attack on Narvik is the first time that the British use modern landing craft, because the British understand that, and the French understand as well, that it's going to have to be an opposed landing, and you can't do this in an improvised fashion.
The Germans in the hills around Narvik are commanded by a mountain troops officer who uses the rugged terrain for cover. He doesn't want to give the British Navy any targets. But the British will not continue to hold Narvik. With Allied armies retreating from the Germans in France, orders are issued for an immediate withdrawal from Norway.
Within a few days, it becomes obvious that Narvik is now a sideshow of a sideshow, and it is pointless to continue the campaign. So the French and British withdraw, and the ordinary British expressing themselves in words more colorful than polite. Many of his superior officers aren't very happy as well with this either.
The Luftwaffe renews its air attacks as the troops are loaded aboard ships.
Germans, well, their destroyers are all gone, and their air transports are overstretched. And the German general pulls out a large handkerchief, mops his brow, and offers thanks.
Only one Allied objective remains in Norway, the destruction of Narvik's port facilities. Over a period of 5 days, the Allied evacuation is completed. By June 8th, all 25,000 French and British troops are aboard transports and on their way to England.
British morale was at rock bottom. In some ways, the Norway morale was even worse than those who come out of Dunkirk, because the Narvik Expeditionary Force said we were pulled away from a victory, that it was ours.
Rudi Tepfer stays in Norway with the occupying force before returning to Germany and being reassigned to U-boat duty. Although the Germans can bask in the glory of their victory, it is not without losses.
Each of our destroyers had a crew of a little bit more than 300 sailors each. And of these, only half of them made it after the second battle in Norway. The others died.
2 days after the evacuation, Norway surrenders. It is a fortuitous but decisive German victory.